400 jemaah haji terkandas di lapangan terbang antarabangsa Kuala Lumpur KLIA ekoran tidak dapat berlepas ke Jeddah Arab Saudi pada malam Khamis. Pemerhatian Asra Awani di KLIA mendapati rata-rata jemaah haji dilihat keletihan menunggu penerbangan dan visa pelepasan untuk mengerjakan rukun Islam kelima itu. Fahamkan ada di kalangan jemaah tiba di Kuala Lumpur sejak 28 Jun lalu namun penerbangan ditangguhkan atas alasan tertentu. Tambah Marina, meskipun reda, namun para jemaah menuntut keadilan bagi mereka. Malah ada di antara jemaah dikatakan telah membuat laporan polis di KLIA pada Khamis berhubung kejadian itu. Turut berlaku kekecohan di luar KLIA apabila salah seorang agensi pelancongan dikemurungi jemaah yang inginkan penjelasan mengenai keadaan sebenar. Bagaimanapun, selepas beberapa minit penjelasan diberikan, individu terbabit dilihat dibawa masuk oleh polis bantuan KLIA. Asra Awani masih cuba mendapatkan maklumat daripada pihak yang berkenaan.
Ada sehingga RM61,000 bagi seorang jemaah haji bagi visa furada. Itu dapat saya gambarkan dan kita dengarkan mungkin apa kata salah beberapa lagi jemaah yang terkandas yang sempat kita rakamkan.
Sebab sekarang ni kita masalah punca dia orang tak dapat nak keluar daripada airport Jeddah tu lah. So jadi disebabkan apa kata masalah dalam sistem dia orang punya nama tu tak ada yang kita faham setakat inilah. Cuma sekarang ni kita pun dah buat laporan atas kepada pihak polis. Cuma kita tak boleh nak, polis pun dah bagi tahu kat kita dah dia akan tahu benda ni memang akan go kepada media. Jadi dia pun tak nak kita ulas banyak-banyak sebab takut mengganggu dunia kesihatan. Sebab sekarang ni pun kita dah selepas kita tahu kejadian ni semalam semalam 9 bulan 8 pagi tu kita dapat tahu kita terus pergi ambil tindakan untuk buat report polis. Cuma hari ni kita punya usaha yang kita nak buatkan ialah kita nak ambilkan visa tu sebelum last ticket hari ni lah untuk kita dapatkan. And then kita tengoklah kita tak nak mengenai siapa-siapa pun. Kita cuma nak pastikan semua jemaah kita dapat pulang dengan selamat and then kita nak bagi keadilan untuk diorang.
Kalau ikutkan syarikat yang telah menjanjikan bulan dan bintang ni bernama Hajar Shazrul Travel and Tours. Okay. Ada yang memberi kami pakej RM30,000, ada yang memberi pakej RM40,000 dan RM50,000.
As you can see in the video, in this day there are many things that have been happened to people when they want to perform their Hajj, and many agencies that lied about taking people to go for Hajj. One of the best agency that taking people to go to perform Hajj is Tabung Haji. It has been operated by many years and it is one of the company that have been trusted by many people. As you know, Hajj is very important to Muslim people. That's why every Muslim people must have to know about Hajj planning. Before we cover more about Hajj planning, let me introduce to you about Hajj. So, what is Hajj? Hajj is a compulsory ibadah at Mecca for Muslim who has met the condition, and Hajj is the number 5 in the pillars of Islam. It is important to always have the intention or niyyah to perform it. For the starter, people can start taking action by making 7 plans when they at the young age so that it can ease of worship. As you know, Hajj only can perform only once in a lifetime. Next, condition for people to perform Hajj. They must be a Muslim people, matured, sane, sufficient money, and if the woman go to perform Hajj, they must travel with their mahram, such as husband, father, and brothers. For the more explanation, I will give to my others groupmate to present.
The following conditions must be met in order to open a new account at any Lembaga Tabung Haji counter in the country. First condition must be Muslim, Malaysian citizen or permanent resident. Minimum amount to open the account is RM2. An identity card is required, and also for below 12 years old need to have a birth certificate. Alright, next, to do registration for Hajj, you can register at any Lembaga Tabung Haji branch, for example like Bank Islam branch, Bank Rakyat branch, Maybank ATM or online. So the requirement is to have a minimum balance of 1,200 in account. So once registered, will be informed of the year to do the Hajj. When it is your turn to do Hajj, a notice will be sent by Lembaga Tabung Haji to confirm of date and time. If the account's balance is too low, a deposit must be made to cover the minimum payment. There are expenses and costs of Hajj that will be borne by the pilgrims. The cost of Hajj includes airfare, ground transportation, lodging in Mecca and Medina, food, drink, a passport, and medical care. Hajj fees differ depending on the type of pilgrim, namely B40 group and non-B40 group. Group B40's Hajj expenses are 25,540. The Hajj fund also covers the cost of Hajj for B40 pilgrims, which totals 14,560. Consequently, the Hajj cost for B40 category is 10,980. The Hajj expenses for non-B40 group is identical as that of the B40 category. The Hajj fund bears a cost of 12,560, while the Hajj fee is 12,980.
EPF Hajj Registration Scheme. Lembaga Tabung Haji also provides the Hajj EPF scheme facility to their customers. Through EPF's Hajj Registration Scheme, Tabung Haji depositors are required to submit their identify card and the EPF statement when they want to register for Hajj, as well as for the EPF member who have previously registered for Hajj can convert it to the EPF Hajj Registration Scheme by submitting documents that I have mentioned earlier. EPF members who are eligible to participate in this scheme must meet the following condition. So for the first one is a Malaysian, second a Muslim, third the minimum EPF saving must be at least 1,300 in account 1, and for the last one is the requirement age for the Hajj EPF scheme is between 14 until 55 years old. Fund Board. This Pilgrims Fund Board was initiated by Royal Professor Unku Abdul Aziz. So his paper titled A Plan to Improve of the Economic Positions of Future Pilgrims. His proposal was submitted to the government in 1959 and recommended that saving for Hajj purpose must not tainted with riba elements but still yet profit. Then in August 1969, the proposal was set up by a statute to promote and coordinate activity that related to pilgrimage management. Next, the objective. Using this program, Fund Board Muslims are enabled to accumulate Sharia compliant savings and use them for their expenses in performing the pilgrimage. Secondly, to provide for the protection, control and welfare of Muslims during the pilgrimage. They can use the various facilities and services that provided by the Pilgrims Fund Board. Next, implementing two financial activities. This Pilgrim Fund Board also is empowered to implement two financial activities. The PFB is responsible to collect interest-free saving and to invest it in accordance with the investment principles and also the needs of Islam.
For saving planning, why we must have saving planning for Hajj? Many travel agencies say that the cost is rising significantly in recent years. But in Islam, Islam does not encourage Muslims to borrow money from other to perform Hajj. That's why it encourages us to start save our money to perform Hajj in the future. Next, let's move to the calculation part. This scenario shows that Encik Syamsul want to perform Hajj in 15 years later, which during he reached 50 years old. Based on this question, Lembaga Tabung Haji only distribute 4%. So, let's recalculate either Encik Syamsul have a sufficient amount of money to perform Hajj or not. For the total saving, Encik Syamsul put 800 ringgit every year. So, 100 ringgit times by FVIA, 4% times 15 equal to 16,019 ringgit and 20 cents. For the cost of Hajj, it took 10k for the performing Hajj cost in that year. So 10k times FVIF, 4% times 15 equal to 18,009 ringgit. For the annual saving, Encik Syamsul must have 899 ringgit and 37 cents because of 18,009 ringgit divided by FVIFA 4% times 15 equal to 899 ringgit and 37 cents.